TikTok has taken the world by storm, a bad one. Being the world's fastest growing social network ever, they have already influenced a change in culture worldwide. TikTokers occupy famous attractions, feeling entitled to invade crowded spaces, expecting the crowds to disperse to them. In Nepal, it has already become so bad they have banned making TikToks at historic sites. Even though those bans seem like they will become more common, it's not what this video is about. TikTok is owned by China, or more specifically a Chinese company, which is basically the same thing. Chinese companies and the government have a much closer relationship than what we do in the West. That's why there have been rumors for years of a federal US ban on the app, and it has never been closer to happening than now. Okay, fine, that's a bit of a lie. Trump did technically try to ban it via an executive order, but that got blocked by the courts and nothing more happened until Biden's presidency. That executive order is interesting though, because it tells us a story of what the US government can't do against them. Trump's unilateral policy followed a lot of political inquiry. First, the Senate pushed through a bill to prevent them from transferring data to China. In December of 2019, the US military banned the usage of the app. They were worried of China being able to track their personnel and get valuable intel on US military operations. And then following this, a bill was pushed through the Senate banning any federal employees from downloading TikTok. Even Joe Biden instructed his staff to delete the app during the election for security reasons. This culminates in Donald Trump ordering ByteDance, the owner of TikTok, to sell the app. If they did not, their operations in the United States would be shut down. Of course, the national security threats were probably a smokescreen. TikTokers lean very much to the left, so anti-Trump. When this happened, TikTok initially promised to divest, selling first to Microsoft, who pulled out, instead finding Oracle as an interested acquirer, and then they walked back on the divesting promise, although Oracle returns later in the story. But instead, they sued the US government and Donald Trump himself. So the ban is quickly approaching on September 20th, and TikTok filed the lawsuit on the 19th. The court granted them a preliminary injunction, allowing them to keep operating in the United States. And even after trying multiple times, Trump never managed to make the ban go into effect. The court denied the motions every single time. However, the lawsuit against President Trump himself was also dismissed, so at least he had that going for him. But now it's time for Joe Biden to take the reins, and the first thing he does is revoke the executive order banning TikTok. He actually replaced it with another, directing the Department of Commerce to review foreign apps and lay out what an unacceptable risk is. He did also say that apps owned or operated by foreign adversaries or ones which collect personal information pose a heightened risk. So now all the Chinese apps are under investigation by Washington, and this is when TikTok's controversies really start. But first, India decided to step into the game. Given China is their biggest political rival, the only surprising thing is how long it took them. Following a skirmish on their border, India permanently banned 59 Chinese apps, TikTok amongst them. Of course, it had already been banned temporarily back in 2020, so actually not too late at all. But back to the controversies. It was reported that TikTok employees in China could and had repeatedly accessed private data from US-based users. It was also claimed by a director at TikTok that there was a Beijing-based engineer with access to everything, a master admin. In response, all of TikTok's US user traffic began being routed through Oracle-owned systems in order to prevent it from ever happening again. But let this be clear, this is only US user traffic, and it has not been enough. Even with all data going through an American company, the FCC is still calling on Google and Apple to remove TikTok from the app stores, effectively banning them. The reasoning is still national security. The reports of the app harvesting data and being accessed from Beijing. And this is where the final crucial factor that makes the TikTok ban inevitable comes in: geopolitics. On the 15th of October of 2022, a dictator became a de facto emperor of China. Xi Jinping's final ascension became the straw that broke the camel's back, and the US instantly banned the export of semiconductors to the country. And with TikTok already under investigation, it wouldn't be a massively enormous leap to imagine that the ban on them could follow shortly as well, especially given they are already on a very short leash. That is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I wish you a very nice day.